I want to welcome a very powerful couple, Prateek and Pranita.
I'm an IFBB pro from India.
I also entered the IFBB league, so I got the silver medal last year in December.
So how long you guys have been together?
We actually have lost track. And we have 3 kids, 3 boys.
Kids should measure their food or not?
Absolutely. We were so indulged in our lifestyle of weekend parties, alcohol,
Right.
typical Dubai lifestyles. But after pregnancy, even my weight started shooting up. We used to go on this fat diet where you only eat salads.
By 35, I became like 117 kgs.
He used to wake up at night to have this chest pain. And we used to call this 911.
Whatever happens in your life happens for a reason.
Quick, rapid fire. Top tip for women who want to start lifting.
Women think that if they lift,
How often should you train a muscle group?
Everything takes time.
So much discipline. Top 3 supplements.
People give you ideas like, eat sattu. They should not consume everything that they see in the internet. They have to do their own research.
Biggest misconception about bodybuilding.
there are challenges. It's a risky game.
Welcome to Raw Conversation with Adnan. And guys, whenever I talk to a family member or someone who come to consult with me for training, they always have one excuse like they don't have time. Like they're too busy with their job. They have so many responsibilities. They have to do the family thing. They have to take care of the family. They have to give time to the kids. And there's so many different excuses from some people. And I think it's their mindset. So it's not their mistake, but I think they're not enlightened yet. So today's episode is very special for those who think they don't have time because they're too busy doing their job, corporate jobs or business, or they're too busy looking after the kids. So I want to welcome a very powerful couple, Prateek and Pranita. Welcome to Raw Conversation.
Thank you so much, Adnan, for having us.
How are you guys doing?
We're
Good.
doing absolutely fine. We're doing good. And
So
thank you
before
for
we
having us.
start, can you share something about you? Because introduce yourself, because even I don't know you guys that well.
Sure, definitely. I'm 37 years old and I'm a father of 3 children and I'm a full-time employee. I work here. I've come to Dubai 15 years ago. Currently, I'm working as a product specialist, product development manager for a company. And then I do bodybuilding as well. I'm an IFBB pro from India. And then I represented India. I recently participated in Muscle Contest Ireland. That's where I got my pro card, IFBB pro card.
Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And you, madam?
So my name is Pranita and I'm 35 years old. I have been working as an HR professional. So currently I'm working as an HR manager, overseeing 4 countries
Wow.
across different regions. So apart from that, we have 3 kids, 3 boys. So and then we like to lift. So we train, and then I have also participated in many bodybuilding competitions. One was WNBF back in 2021, just before the pandemic. And then I also entered the IFBB league because I wanted to, after the pandemic. And then I tested the water, so I got the silver medal last year in December. So
Wow.
so that's my
So
journey.
how long
now.
you guys have been together? Like,
So
just for my understanding.
we actually have lost track.
we were pretty young and when we met each other. I was 19 years old.
Okay.
And maybe she was
17, yeah.
So that's our age difference. And then we fell in love, and then that's a very long story which we might have to park it
We
for
need
some
another
other day.
podcast for that,
We
yeah.
might need another podcast for that whole story. How young, we both were, impulsive. How young, kids these days are.
Yeah.
So but whatever decisions that we took in life, we never regret. We are very happy because what is important is you have to support one another.
Correct.
So which I have got from the very first day. Her support has always been there, be it bodybuilding, be it my life, be it my any journey you talk about. She's been there throughout, which I really appreciate. And that's what it's. The compatibility is very important.
Exactly. It's
So,
very important.
yeah,
Especially
that's
what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
That's not the normal thing. Not as normal as any other sport.
Right.
It's very different.
Correct.
I can understand.
right.
So just for my understanding, what is IFBB Pro? Because I know it's something very special. We spoke about it a few weeks back.
Right,
Can you please?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a status actually.
Okay.
It's the highest level of status that a bodybuilder can earn. So talking about, first I need to explain about IFBB. What exactly is IFBB? IFBB stands for International Federation for Bodybuilding and Fitness. It was founded in 1946 by Ben and Joe Widder.
Joe Widder.
Yes. I think you're familiar with that
exactly.
name. Yeah, the one who later on got an Olympia.
Yes.
And so they started in 1946, and then in 1965 they started Mr. Olympia, and within 4 years it was a major hit, 4 or 5 years. So by 1970 there were around 50 countries that were affiliated, and they used to run shows run by the IFBB. And then they introduced Pro League. Basically it's a status, it's the highest level of status that a athlete, that a bodybuilder or any bodybuilder in any category can earn. So I have got that status. There are only 70 IFBB pros in India, roughly around 70.
Amazing. So one of them is sitting with me.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
So that's about the federation. So it's one of the most elite. Like a lot of people have this question: are you Mr. Universe, Mr. World? Or our federation doesn't have Mr. Universe. It used to have Mr. Universe and Mr. World, but IFBB itself is a very big organization. They have their own governing body. So they have their constitution. They were even recognized by the Olympic Committee as well, but that was until 2001 because they had a very long petition. They gave a long petition which was there, always been there, and then I think in 1998 it was affiliated, and then after 2-3 years again the affiliation was gone because there's a lot of things which were happening. And then there are different categories, like for women there's women bodybuilding, and then for men there is men's physique, classic physique, open bodybuilding, 212. So these are the 4 categories for men. And for women, there is bikini, wellness. Bodybuilding is no longer there. So it's like women's figures, right?
No, they have bodybuilding also. So there are like similar categories like they have in men. So we have bikini that requires lean muscle.
Okay.
So they need a proportionate figure in the bikini division. And then we have wellness where it's more lower body dominant. So they look for deeper glutes, deeper hams, deeper quads.
Okay.
Then they have figure where they look for more upper body than the lower body. And then they have physique, which is again more muscular than the figure. And then they have the open bodybuilding division.
The open bodybuilding is no longer there. Figure is the last thing that they have now.
I think they have.
I think they changed it to but whatever. I mean, you will know it better than me, for sure.
Because exactly. Because I have done the research and I follow a lot of athletes from different division. Because when I entered the IFBB league, I was trying to find my division because obviously you have to see your shape, your structure. Then only you can choose a division. Like I know that I'm very lower body dominant. So like even my upper body is strong, but if you talk proportion wise, my lower body is more dominant than the upper body.
Okay.
So that's the reason I chose wellness. So that's the reason. So when you enter a bodybuilding division, like competition, it's very important to see yourself where you stand, like as per your structure, your shape, your genetics, and then you should choose your division.
So you guys believe in genetics?
To a certain extent, yes. We do believe because...
But we also believe hard work beats genetics.
Yeah, for her, I mean, what I have seen, like any people who walks in the gym, the other day I was talking to a person, he said like, yeah, I know your wife, she always trains legs, but they don't know the end of the story. Your lower body has to be bigger. So if the goal is to do, what's that? I mean, the upper physique, right?
Yeah.
Women's physique.
Yeah.
For women's physique, you need a bigger upper body, and they don't train much of legs. So it's all about the training, how you do it. You have to design it in such a way that your lower body is dominant.
I think whoever have question on genetics can see your old photos.
Yeah, of course.
Amazing. This which category are you playing?
I do men's physique.
So you got the pro card in men's physique.
Men's physique. So another interesting thing is when you earn a pro card, I can switch my division.
Okay.
So I don't have to again participate. And another thing is, a lot of people ask me, why don't you compete in another shows? Like I was an amateur before, so I cannot go back and participate in amateur shows. Or if there are any shows which is run or organized by any other federations, I cannot go and participate there. Like Mr. Earth, Mr. Universe, Mr. World, I cannot participate. Or because if I do so, my pro card will be revoked and they will cancel my the status.
But now, if you want to participate in different category, you can because you are a pro.
Yes, I'm a pro, so I can switch my division.
And you represent India.
So far, I haven't. I haven't taken part in pro league.
Okay.
So yes, I do represent India because amateur shows. It doesn't matter which country you represent. Because amateur we go and then we as a whole we participate.
Okay.
Participate anywhere in any part of the world you go. Just you participate like that.
Okay.
But when it's a pro show, then definitely the country comes into picture because it's a bigger thing altogether.
Okay.
So
Understood. Well, that's an honor for me to sit
thank
with you
so
guys.
much. Likewise.
Okay. Since you guys are in job, for how many years?
I've been working. Now it's been 16 years right after graduation.
16 years.
Yeah, right after
Okay.
graduation.
So we are pretty much same age.
Yes. I'm
Correct.
37.
With same experience. So how all this started? Because a job and what you guys are here now.
Yeah. The thing is, I have always been active throughout my life. I was never into bodybuilding, but I was into sports. It's not like the generation that we see today, who's glued to things like gadgets and tablets. Because nowadays you see the activity and the level of activity that my kids do. If I see them now, I have forced them to do cardio. You have to do that much of cardio because it's again the entire this thing has changed. The ideology has changed. Kids nowadays, they are more glued to tablets and all those things. So that's the reason it's difficult. So for me, I was active in sports, and then I once I started my job, I left all of that, and then I got busy with my work and things. Then I got into drinking habit, how you have college. No, not in Dubai. Back in India. In India, you have college, you have friends. So at that point of time, you don't realize much. So at one point, what happened is because when you are young, you have your metabolism doesn't it's fast.
Yeah.
So you don't see much of changes there. But as you start aging, what happens is you see those changes and you start getting depressed by looking at yourself.
Exactly.
So when I was young, I never felt that because I was always lean. And after 30, 31, 32, I started seeing a lot of changes. And by 35, I became 117 kgs.
117?
117 was my weight. And then, at that point of time, I thought I think I should just end it there. I think I was 34, not 35. Yeah. So right after pandemic. So one fine day I decided, and then I thought I'll give it up and then let me just change the course.
Sorry to cut you. You just decided or there was a trigger point which made you think, okay, I need to do something?
No, back of my head.
I think there was were some triggers. Yeah.
Back of my head, I always had that, I need to get fit. And then I used to go to the gym for a week or two and then just leave it, because what is most important is the consistency, which people don't understand. When you are, when you go to the gym, you have to be consistent. When you're lifting the weights, you have to be consistent. What people think is if I eat clean diet for a week or 10 days, they want results quickly, which doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So same thing, I was the victim of the same ideology. I was thinking maybe I'm giving enough of time, I'm eating clean, but yet I'm not seeing much of progress. So in 10 days, you hardly see any progress.
Correct.
So, whatever damage you have done for last 15, 20 years, you cannot expect, to recover in 10 days.
Yes, exactly.
So that was a damage done throughout, that period. And then that's when I thought no. And then COVID came, and it came as a blessing in disguise. That's what I see. Most of the people I see, some of them, those people's life has changed drastically, and I was one of them. So COVID came, and then I started gym. And the most important thing which I understood after COVID is your diet plays the most important role.
Okay.
So it's the most important aspect. And we both started, she was also postpartum, she had depression, she had a lot of things. She will be able to tell it better, what she went through. And then, so after COVID, we started, training, and then we did home workouts, which is quite challenging.
Yeah, because during COVID, there were no gyms were operating.
No gyms were open. Yeah. We bought weights, and then we bought online. We bought some, dumbbells and things like that. And then we started. Our journey started from home. And then and it's really boring when you're at the gym. You have that environment. You see people around. You feel like working out. And when you're doing at home, I think that's the time when you. You have to understand, if you could do it at home, you can do it anywhere in the world. So we started our journey from home, and then we never look back.
Okay. I want to go more deeper in your answer. I want to know if you guys can share what was the trigger point to change? Because see, many times we think
Yeah.
every other bad weekend when we drink and we party, next morning we think, I need to do something. When we feel bloated, when you don't feel good, and then after a few days we stop. But in my life, I have a very big trigger point which made a shift, and I changed everything within 100 days, like completely.
Right.
So I understand, like, it's not that like this. There's something which happens because this can help others.
Yeah.
So if you guys can,
So maybe I can answer this question because what happened is when he was overweight, when he was weighing 117 kgs, there were instances where he used to wake up at night and he used to have this chest pain. And then we used to call this 911 every time, because we don't know what was happening, what was going on.
Okay.
And then because we were so indulged in our lifestyle of, weekend parties, alcohol with the buddies and all those things. So we used to get swayed away.
Typical Dubai lifestyle.
Typical Dubai lifestyle. So we used to be like, hote rahega, it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just gas and acidity and all that. So then his weight shot up, and then he had some high cholesterol also. Plus even me, I was always a lean girl because I was into tennis, I was into swimming and all those things. But after pregnancy, even I started, having those weekend parties, weekend scenes here in Dubai. So even my weight started shooting up. And then what we used to do is we used to go on this fat diet where you only eat salads and all these things.
Yes.
And then you start binge eating by Friday.
Exactly.
So these are the triggers. So, and then we had kids in front of us. We had twins, they were also growing up. So, and we were young. So those were the callings that, we need to change our life. And he had a friend, he had a friend who was always there, advising him that, you should transform. It's not good. So all those things that added up, made us decide that we need to shift
And the
our
thing
lifestyle
is,
completely.
COVID came. Usually, you party with your friends, and what happened is at times I used to drink alone. Which is the saddest thing that one can do. You can go through a terrible mental state when you drink alone, and things like that happened once with me because she was like post pregnancy she would not drink because she was breastfeeding. We had the youngest. I mean the youngest kid was born in 2018. So after that, I mean he was pretty young and she was a breastfeeding mom. So she did not drink or she did not do anything. So I ended up drinking alone. So you can understand what will be the mental state of a person who drinks alone. So I used to, wake up at night and go I was going through a terrible mental state, to be honest with you. And then I decided one fine day, I don't know, it was a calling. You have that calling from within.
Yeah.
So I had that thing, and then all of a sudden one fine day I woke up and then I spoke to that friend of mine. I didn't know what exactly nutrition is. Then from that day onwards, our journey for measuring food started, and still it's going on.
Still is going on. It's
For
like a
4 years,
lifestyle now.
the quantified diet, we understood what quantified diet is. So how it works, you have to measure everything that you eat.
Whether
basically.
you call it a portion control or whatever, it's just you should know what's going in your body.
Correct.
Simple mathematics.
Now even our kids are used to it. Like they also like to do that portion control. They don't go overboard with their food.
Okay, I have a question on this because that's something which is little questioning.
Yes.
Kids should measure their food or not?
Absolutely. I think you should always teach them young. Because see what happens. I'll give you an ideal example. A normal baby, when they're raised in a normal family environment where you give, okay, you can have this chocolate, you can have this candy, trying to make them stop crying. So it's like you're just giving them this instant, gratifications. Okay, you can be happy with this candy or with this sugar. But what are you doing? You're actually adding this non-healthy stuff inside his stomach. And he's at an age where he's building his gut. He needs to have good bacteria, he needs to have a good gut system in his thing so that he, when he grows up, he's strong, he's fit, he's healthy. Otherwise, all these things that he's going through at this age, at a very small age, will keep piling up. Then at the age of 18, he becomes obese. Then he gets bullied in the school, in the college. And then we say, oh, no, you have become very fat. You need to reduce. But it was actually our mistake. We shouldn't have given that sugar or candy.
Education was not right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So obviously, we should not stop it completely. We should teach them how to enjoy everything in moderation. Not like having candies every day, or going for junk every day, going for burgers every day. So my kids they know that every Saturday they have a cheat meal.
Okay.
And they are looking forward to that cheat meal. So they work the entire week
And
and they earn their
reward
cheat
them.
meal, which is good. They're
We
healthy.
reward them by the end of the
Their
week.
activity levels are high. They go for basketball. So which is they're progressing well. Their energy levels are high. Even they are alert. They're also alert. So these are the things that we need to do when they are young.
Yeah.
Not like when they're 18 or 20.
By the time
tell
they
them,
reach 18 and they
it
find
doesn't
someone
make
like
sense.
me
You
to
know,
help
it
them.
doesn't make sense.
I understand. So I want to add something here. So there are so many parents coming and seeing me. They see when they're like, as exactly the same example, when the kid is like 17, 16, then they see that it's not going in the right direction and they come to me. So I just tell them, okay, first I want to know about your lifestyle.
Yeah,
The first education start from the parents.
exactly.
Correct. If you are not fit, you are not following the healthy routine, forget about no matter what you do,
Yeah.
no matter the best coach you will get, it won't happen.
Yes.
Like, because the initial stage, exactly what you guys are doing, teaching them about what is good, what is not good, and teaching them the basic principle about
Yes.
nutrition will do the foundation.
Exactly.
So for the long run.
It's
Yeah.
very.
So the first education start
Yeah.
from the
And
parents.
it will help
And
them.
you rightly said, it's very important for the parents also to know what exactly is protein, what exactly is carbs, and what is fats. We are
Yeah.
not saying that you have to deep dive into the whole of nutrition and then understand. No, it's not that. Basic thing, your diet comprises of three things. It's protein, carbs, and fats.
Yeah.
So if you understand the basic principles of all those things, all those three nutrients, you will be able to definitely make a change, bring a
Exactly,
change to
exactly.
even your kids' life. Because see, even I tell my father, like my parents, they're old. I ask them like, what did you eat, man? Why don't you eat protein? They think like vegetables are also protein,
Yeah.
which is like, I have told them many times, vegetable is not protein. You have to understand. They're like, no, we had palak, we had all those things. Because see, protein sources are completely different. It comes from, nuts, it comes from eggs, it comes from chicken,
But I'll
fish.
tell you one thing. I have a different understanding. See, they have lived their life in a very different way.
Absolutely.
And their body have adopted.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Like they might be more fitter than what we will be in that age.
Right.
Correct. So even with eating all that stuff, I think they'll end up doing better than us.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Because the level of stress that we are going through right now.
There's so
that is
many
the-
elements. So many elements.
And plus, they're not exposed to see. We are living in a country with so much of responsibilities and so much of things around us. They still live in the best environment with less pollution.
Exactly.
There is like mental happiness.
Yeah.
They're happy.
Yeah.
See, countries where people are happy, they live a longer life.
Exactly.
And they're living in it's very nice environment, and they have nature with them. So I'm sure. See, that is what I'm saying. But again, eating like I tell them, eat dal, include dal, include paneer, include all those things. No, they said that no, they eat fish and all. But I'm saying just the basic thing.
Yeah.
When I talk about nutrition, like they don't know that vegetable.
So I'll tell you what, the Desi parents' nutrition and our parents' nutrition is completely different.
Completely different. Yeah.
This is the biggest fight I have with my clients. Like, no, मेरी मम्मी ने तो बोला था ये बहुत काम का है, आप घी खाओ और so that's how it happened. Okay, I want to understand like what is the difference between the diet, like let's say a normal a weight loss client or simple and bodybuilding. What is the big difference in the diet nutrition fact?
See, the thing is, we eat more of proteins,
Yeah.
more of carbs, and fat is always less for us. That is the protocol. I think more or less it's followed in every. Not only bodybuilder. Even if you are going on a fat loss journey. See, the only thing is like you have even when I'm on a fat loss journey, because it's not that if I eat that much I'll gain all the muscles. That's not like that.
Yeah.
There's fats as well, which accumulates. Once you have a longer off season, like how this is not all muscles. Like people think like it's muscle. No, it's not muscle. There's fats. There are other things as well.
Yeah.
So what we do is, even when we go on a cut, we reduce our calorie intake. So that protocol has to be followed, irrespective of the fact that you're a bodybuilder or you're not. So we go on a surplus. We eat surplus to gain, and then we go on a caloric deficit. So you have to go on a calorie deficit. So that's
I
the
guess
only-
it's let's say right now at present I am in around 1,200 calories because I'm trying to cut.
Correct.
Okay, on
Correct.
being on vegetarian diet.
Right.
But let's say when you are cutting,
Right.
let's say this is my 9th week.
Okay.
And I'm doing a 12-week program. Let's say my competition is the 12th week.
Correct.
Okay. So let's assume you are at that stage. What calories you would be at?
See, it again depends on the TDE, like the total daily energy expenditure. How much calories I'm burning throughout the day.
Okay.
So, I mean,
So the thing is, like for example, a normal guy, a typical guy who goes to the gym, like for 2-3 days, you know, does the normal lifting, he would probably need like 1 gram of protein per his body weight to retain the muscle that he has. But as a bodybuilder, depending on the muscle mass I have and he has, our protein intake might be higher than a normal person.
Okay.
So accordingly, the bodybuilding diet will differ from a normal diet.
Exactly, because the amount of muscles you guys have.
Exactly, because we are on a program, even though we go train, but we train on a specific purpose.
Exactly.
To build that area, so accordingly our protein diet varies. And bodybuilding has 2 seasons: on season, off season.
Yeah.
So in off season we increase our carbs and fats, so we get that strength, so that we can lift heavier. And then when we are prepping or when we are competing, then we go on a very low diet, and then a normal person as well.
How low? Just for my understanding, because I'm not from your industry. How low you guys?
It depends on what's your starting point, to be honest. Like as a girl, if I'm on a 25% body fat, then I'll be on a very low calorie, because I'll be most probably prepping for 4 months. So I will start maybe around 1500, and then my lowest calorie will go to 900.
900.
Yeah, or 800.
Okay.
During
800.
during the 1 month.
And
because
you, Prateek?
I mean, I go up to like, because I burn a lot of calories, because I do my morning cardio. So
I've seen you every day on
Stairmaster during my prep. I go on Stairmaster. So typically on one session of Stairmaster, I burn around 600 calories.
Okay.
And on my strength training, I burn around like 1,000, 1,200, 2,000 calories like I burn. So I'm on like 2,800 calories even during my cut, or 2,600 is like
So when you got the pro card, what was your body weight?
Stage weight was around 87 kgs.
87. Like when stage weight means there is no water in the body, I guess.
Less of water. I mean, so we do that water cut before the show. So a few hours before the show, I did not drink water, and then so your body is dried completely.
Okay.
So that's when I weigh. Like you have to weigh in. So my coach asked me to weigh in, and then I weighed around 87, 88 kgs.
And what's your weight now?
Now I am 102.
Yeah, I saw the status. I think you posted your body.
Roughly around 101 to 100. It keeps on fluctuating.
Interesting. Amazing facts. I don't know all these things about it. Okay. Being in full-time job, how do you guys manage? Because this is like morning, evening, anytime I see you guys and kids, how you guys manage? What are the...
We just wake up pretty early.
Okay.
Like for example, if I give you a tip, if I give you a typical day, how it goes. So we wake up at around 5:30, and then our kids go to school. So we make them ready. They hit the school, and then by 6:30 we hit the gym. So gym takes around 1.5 hours depending on what we are training, and then we go to office. So after office we come back, spend some time with the kids, and then just walk on the treadmill before we do the dinner. And then we also meal prep accordingly. I mean, so we measure the food. I mean, now we are very used to measuring the food because we have been doing it for so many years. So अंदाज़ा है, मुझे पता है कि 15 grams, 10 grams कितना होगा.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now it's like a piece of cake. Plus, I have a nanny also who's a very big, she's like a backbone to a family.
Okay.
So during prep, because we are so much into training, our training hours are increased. So she actually does the meal prep for us.
And
but then
she came, I mean, she's a boon for us, I would say. If she is not around, I don't know what our life will be. Like it will be like completely
but
upside
really,
down.
The heads off to you guys, because bodybuilding required hell lot of discipline, like next level.
Right.
But doing a corporate
because
job
I tell you
together,
why. Like even like we are hardly like 5 years into this journey, but because of the positive changes we saw in our life, when we were not into bodybuilding, Prateek and I used to go through very rough patches, because of the lifestyle that we were having. So, and then we were not able to spend quality time with our kids. Our energy levels were dropping after we came back. So as soon as we started bodybuilding, we saw this energy level, I don't know, somewhere. It just came from somewhere, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
So that completely changed, flipped our life, you know.
You know what? How I see, both were you in your early days were into sports. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you came into then you met life, job, wife, husband, kids, and things were Dubai, amazing
Exactly.
Dubai, drinking.
Yeah.
You guys, I think you guys lost the real you. I always believe you have something like we all have our own deep
Identity,
inside
yeah.
different
Yes.
personality who we really are.
Yes.
So now through this activity,
Exactly.
you got back yourself.
Exactly. I think that's what happened. Yeah.
And plus, when your fitness level is higher, like, see, we don't think like, right now I don't think I'm 37.
Yeah.
When I do the bench presses, when I do the dumbbell presses, or any workout you talk about it, then right now I can challenge anybody in the gym, because my mentality, even though he might beat me, but still I walk with that mentality that I cannot be beaten by a young guy. So you develop that mentality with, with time. So I don't feel I'm 37. I still feel I'm 27, because those things come into picture when you're fit, when you even your mentality changes. So
Exactly.
so that's what happens. So that's why I encourage people get into this journey, because sooner or later you'll realize that what's happening. What's happening with you. You are getting younger.
Yeah.
Your things are changing, because I've seen many people. They cannot bend. They said, I have my backache. I cannot bend. I cannot do this. That I asked, what's your age? He'll tell you, I'm 33 years. I'm like, man, come on. Bro. Why you cannot bend at 33 years? I have knee problem. I had this problem. See, I walk around with knee problem. For last 3 months, I have been doing a lot of stretching and things like that. But if I give up thinking like, oh, my knee is aching, I cannot do it, then gone. I will not train.
So I'll tell you an incident with me. When I started my transformation 2 years back, so I used to lift heavy back home. Like I was never was a like six packs and all that, but I used to lift heavy.
Right.
Eat more, lift more
Lift
type
more.
of mentality, old desi. So when I started again training, I was doing skull crusher and I put it like 3-4 plates, like what I in my mind. I lifted, everything was fine. Next day, both of my elbows were like, I got tennis, like completely destroyed. I didn't stop, but my training for a single day. Yeah, I did very light biceps, triceps, very light training, but I did.
Right.
And by the time I completed my 100 days, I was fine. Like throughout I didn't even went to the doctor. I just keep training, and slowly I did some rehab training, and it got fixed. I didn't took break.
Yeah, I'm sure you as a trainer, because I've seen what you do with your clients. You also do stretching, lot of stretching. This is our problem. I never used to do stretchings before workout. You do this because you know how important it's the mobility training is equally important along with the other training.
Exactly.
So that's what you have to. I never used to think those ways. That's the reason. Like
Even believe me, even I'm a hardcore desi guy. Like my learning is from the deep gullies of Bhopal, like very traditional old school. There were no machines. I learned all the machine in fitness first when I came to Dubai. Before that, all my education is from there, and same mentality. What is stretching? No stretching. Do the full range of motion. But slowly with the experience you learn everything, and then you share. I agree. Let's move forward. I have a question for you. Strength training. How important is it for women?
I think it's very important for women. First of all, muscle is there in both men and women.
Yes.
And if you have muscle, muscles allow you to work, to walk. It helps you mobilize. So as a woman, I think strength training will retain the muscles that you have. Plus, it will improve your joint. It will boost collagen, which is good for your hair, nails, skin, and then. It will also improve your posture. Many women think that if they lift, they will look like men.
Yes.
But I think they should get rid of this thinking, of this mentality, because first of all, women does not have that enough testosterone to look like men. They can never look like men. I lift heavy.
I've seen you what you lift.
So I have never, I know I don't look like men at all.
Not at all.
So I think, and the only way to get that toned aesthetic, shape is only by training.
And you can slow down your aging.
Of course, yes, you can slow down. And your mental health will also be improved a lot with training.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I'm into HR. So the stress I have.
Exactly.
Managing people, managing their salaries, performance management, so many things that we have to take care. But before, I used to really panic during the payroll, during the salary period, or during anything crisis that happens. But when I started fitness or when I started lifting, it's like, okay, this is a crisis, it will pass.
Exactly. That's
It'll
what
pass.
I've been trying to teach. I am teaching and people are learning and improving their lifestyle. I said, okay, people come to me with different problems, job, family. I said, just start coming to the gym. And let's talk about after 6 months.
Yeah.
Let's say you're struggling in your job. I can give you in writing, your performance will improve drastically.
Exactly.
Whether your body will improve not, but your performance will improve a lot.
Trust me, like before, I was getting nervous when I speak to, higher executives in the office like CEOs or CFOs. I used to think about that hierarchy a lot.
Yeah.
But now I'm in a position where I can challenge the chairman of the company who shares, who owns the company.
Yeah.
So I have that level of confidence because I know, okay, what will happen even if I've done something bad?
Nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen.
This is the confidence that what we get when we train.
Exactly.
Strength training, build
Yeah.
mental toughness. That's
Yes.
We don't just conquer weights, we
Yeah.
conquer everyone's, we conquer their minds as well.
Yeah.
And like when you start lifting, obviously you will get sore. As a girl, I have seen that. I have experienced that when you go to the gym, everybody is staring at you because you don't know how these machines work.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're doing it the right way. You think, oh God, my fats, it's coming out from here, coming out there. People are staring at you. So you have these thoughts in your mind when you enter the gym.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like nobody cares. The only community that I have seen in this entire world is a fitness community, because they know that
They'll
you
never
will
judge
start
you.
from somewhere.
Thank you for this comment.
Yeah.
Because many of my clients, if you have seen, I have a very selective type of client, not like you will see, if you must have seen.
Right.
So in the beginning, they have this like, what will happen? I cannot come. They will see me. They won't open up.
Yeah.
Then slowly, nobody's looking.
Yeah.
Because one client said exactly the same thing, because what conversation we had about wearing certain type of clothes. I said, I want to see what's going on.
Exactly.
And then she just told me a few days back. Then I put it on and then I got confident. I said, oh, nobody's looking. It's just in my head. I said, yeah, it's in your head.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
Because everybody has started from somewhere.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
that's the place where we build ourselves. Huh?
exactly, yeah.
In fitness, pro, like what you guys do, bodybuilding, what challenges usually female faces when they go for the participation? Like, are there challenges?
Yes, of course, there are challenges. It's a risky game. Bodybuilding is because we go to the extreme levels of eating so much of food that you feel like throwing up during your bulking season. But then during prep, again, you go so much low on your calorie that you have to attain a certain level of conditioning, to be on that stage. So you have to lose that body fat. So for a woman, you have to achieve like 12 to 13% of body fat, which is not healthy. That's why we just reach that body fat for a period of 2 weeks or something. And then we have to eat a lot of fats and carbs to get to a healthy body fat. So what happens when a woman goes to that low body fat? It might affect her hormones. It might affect her ovulation. It might affect the follicular phase. She might lose periods. Like for example, when I took part in December, I took 1 month to get back to a normal cycle.
Yes.
So this is the challenge that I face physically. Mentally, yes, of course, because you are so depleted. Your entire body is depleted. Your organs are depleted. Because every organ is surrounded by fats. That's called good fats, right? So if there is no fats at all, so your organs don't work, especially your brain. You have this brain fog. So you have to push yourself to act normal, to stay normal. You have to push yourself in the gym you have to stay normal in a relationship. I have seen many girls where because they want to achieve something,
yes,
they go through breakup, they go through divorce, they hit their kids, they hit their children. In the end, I don't think it's all worth it.
And I guess you guys are like made for each other, because you have a very good surrounding, like the family, correct?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about us, we talk it out.
Yeah.
If I have some problems with his actions, then I just talk it out. And he does the same.
Perfect.
So it has come over years, it was not like this in
Beautiful. Very good. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. You have 3 children.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. How does this bodybuilding affect the family dynamics? Like, is it everything is normal, or how you guys manage?
Yeah, because see, for our thing, we have distributed equal, share to everything. Like for our fitness journey, like she said, after sending the kids to school, we do our workout.
Yeah.
And then when they're back from school, we are back from work, we spend our whole evenings with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it goes. You have to keep a balance.
Okay.
So that's all about life. You have to balance your relationships.
You guys don't ever feel about going back to the party life and enjoy things and all that?
That's what. Once we stop this, the circle that we have is no longer a circle now. It's become a dot. That's what I tell every time. So, because our life we have moved on, our life has changed. But when I look back to those people, they're still doing the same.
Exactly.
So, which means the frequency doesn't match. So once or twice I tried attending those parties, and I'm really proud of myself. I don't pick up the drink. They drink, and then twice they saw me that I have been, hunting their snacks, and I ate so much of snacks. The next time they would not think of even calling me, because I finished all of it.
I do the same. Whenever I go to a party, I just stand next to the chicken thing and like, la bhai, and then
I don't eat pakoras at all. The good stuff that you have, like
protein.
The protein, the chicken and all. And then they saw like this guy, this bugger comes here and he eats our chicken and the lamb and all this, the sheep kebabs and all this stuff.
And he's not even drinking and bluffing with us.
Yeah. I'll be like, okay, chill, man. It's okay.
Understood. Nice. Okay, I got some quick rapid fire questions. You guys decide who wants to answer, but we're gonna do very quickly.
Okay. Quick.
So first question, I'm gonna go with the top 3 supplements.
Creatine, whey protein for sure.
Let's remove the whey protein. That's apart from that.
Apart from that, fish oil, I would say, and creatine for me. And then what?
I know you. Maybe magnesium?
Yeah, magnesium.
Yeah. Okay. Rank in order of importance: training, nutrition, recovery.
Me?
Yeah, you give the answer. For me, it's all 3.
What was it? What was the question?
So rank in order the importance: training, nutrition, recovery. Which one is first, second, and third?
So nutrition, training, recovery.
Nutrition, training, recovery.
For me,
okay.
it's
Recovery.
other way around.
I know.
For me, it's other way around. I lead recovery, and then comes the nutrition, and then the training.
Last training.
Because I sleep at night. Because my cycle is that I wake up in the morning, so I need nutrition after that, and then I train.
Okay.
So it's like the other way around.
And for me, I'm the third party. I will say other way around. Training come first.
Right.
If I'm training, I'm gonna follow the diet. So
Correct.
and then recovery automatically. I'm so tired, I'm gonna recover. So for me, the machine starts once I touch the iron.
Absolutely. But all 3 of us are correct.
Exactly.
Okay. Morning or evening workout?
Morning.
During prep, evening. But on off season, I would go for a morning workout.
Perfect. But ideally, what is the best time for training?
Morning.
If you suggest somebody who wants to build muscles.
4 a.m. club.
4 a.m. club. Correct.
Like wake up at 4, hit the gym at 5.
At the 5. First thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
Okay. Top tip for women who want to start lifting.
Don't be shy. Lift as heavy as you can, and no cardio.
No cardio. There's an argument. Many people do a lot of cardio, but we'll discuss some.
Because I have seen a lot of girls, when they come to the gym, they only do cardio.
They
and
only
go
do
back.
cardio. Yes.
They don't lift weights.
And when I talk to them, say, no, it's my first week in the gym.
Yeah. Okay, I have another question for you. Favorite healthy snack for workouts?
Rice cake and peanut butter.
Bodybuilding style. What about you?
Cream of rice.
Cream of rice. I never tried it.
It's very good. I mean, I used to eat oats, but it takes longer time to digest. So my favorite is cream of rice.
What's yours?
I think fruits. I just had
Fruits?
something, but I'm not very particular about these things. I'm a more like big meal guy. I like to have like that.
Yeah.
Okay. What is more important, physical or mental health?
Mental, of course.
I mean, both are equally important. See, I mean, if you don't have either one, I mean, both gets affected. If your mental health is not right, your physical gets affected. If your physical is not right, your mental gets affected. So both are interrelated, I feel.
Okay. I'll give you my views as well on this. At today's era, I consider it very soft. Yeah. Everything, depression, stress, this, that. We came from the old school. Yeah. If your body is not strong, mind cannot be strong.
Correct.
What strong mind will do when you don't have a good strong body? So my personal belief is first
Absolutely.
is physical, and then if you physically good,
Mentally,
you will be strong. True. Look at you guys. Like, look at the example right now. What she said when started training, good training, the job, everything. Khalas, no stress, nothing. What? How it happened? So obviously,
That's true. That's true.
Can't deny,
it's connected. Correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. It's not the other way around. First,
That's-
I'll
yeah.
fix my head, and how you gonna do that? Nobody knows. And then I'll do it. So
Right.
that's my view on it. Okay, let's go to the next one. How often should you train a muscle group?
Twice a week.
Yeah, 2 to 3.
Twice, 2 to 3.
I say twice a week is good enough because I do that. I have seen results. If I
Okay.
do chest, I do twice a week. I mean, any.
No, I do 3. Some
3?
muscle groups.
Legs.
Like, so I have 3 times glutes and 3 ham.
And
No,
yesterday
3
the story
quads.
was about bicep. I think I saw something.
Yeah,
There's-
yesterday was a light day. Shoulder and biceps.
Okay. One thing you wish you knew before you started the bodybuilding.
I think, to be very honest, like, it's so difficult question actually. It's very difficult question. I think it is one thing I knew is that you just need basic food to build your body.
Yes.
You don't need to go for that organic food or, all this luxury food that you get in the market nowadays. Just basic food, rice, chicken, whatever it is in your...
Rice, chicken, and vegetables.
Yes. Number 2 is keep showing up. And number 3, that it takes time. It
Yeah.
takes time. You have to be really patient. Because initially when I was competing, I was very restless. Oh my God, why haven't I reached that condition? Like first back in WNBF.
Yeah.
But then now, because I have matured, I know that I'm getting wiser in the gym and everything.
Amazing.
So I also have to add something. Like what I feel is don't give up. See, one thing that I wish that I knew before starting was if I wouldn't have given up that day, 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, I made an attempt to join the gym. I did it for 3-4 days and then I quit.
Okay.
So people just do it. Like initially they join and then they just leave and go. So they should not do it. Everything takes time.
Yeah.
So they should give it some time, so that their body changes.
Yeah, and they need to
then
trust the process.
They need to trust the process.
Trust the process.
So
Exactly.
that is the
Consistency.
most- exactly.
Keep your head down.
Yeah.
Keep moving. Okay. Biggest misconception about bodybuilding.
That it's all fake. We are all supplements. We are
Protein ka
mostly
dabba.
on this protein ka dabba and nothing
Exactly.
else.
I know it's hell lot of hard work.
Yeah.
So much discipline, so much sacrifice. I respect that. I truly respect. I think Arnold is a classic example of bodybuilders and success. Like you name it, he did it. Like that's
course.
kind of mindset bodybuilders I got.
He's also a pro, IFBB pro.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
and he has won Mr. Olympia also.
yeah,
many
7
times.
times.
Yeah, 7 times. Yeah. I followed him a lot.
So he's a governor.
yeah, he was a governor. and yeah,
He has done movies,
everything.
everything.
So that's the bodybuilding. Okay, favorite motivational quote. I'll ask both of you. One.
For me, it's always one thing: pressure is a privilege, in every aspect of life.
Again?
Pressure is a privilege.
Wow, beautiful. Nice.
Never regret any of your decisions. Whatever happens in your life happens for a reason.
Good. Exactly. That's the mindset. Seeing thing. How you take things. Okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you so
One
much.
last thing. What advice you guys would like to give somebody who wanted to come into bodybuilding? A young guy, let's say, early days. What advice you guys as a pro?
See, I mean, what they do is nowadays people see a lot of influencers on YouTube. See, learning, training, or you have some issues in understanding a form, you can look YouTube for reference. But taking everything from YouTube, consuming YouTube, and then you take everything from the YouTube and then you follow the same thing from the next day, they'll not at all help. So you have to. This is something where you need a lot of understanding. So this doesn't happen overnight. So you have to, first of all, you have to understand who you're watching.
Exactly.
Because nowadays people give you ideas like eat sattu, and then yeah. So a lot of things, man. I've seen influencers even asking people to drink, whiskey post-workout. You can mix
Yes,
it with
yes.
whey protein. What damage it'll do to your body. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it. So, you have to understand when they're talking on those things, like on those lines, they're forgetting that they're big influencers, and a lot of people might even do it tomorrow.
Yes.
And it might cause health issues.
Yeah.
They don't understand. So whatever
They don't understand the responsibility they have.
Yeah, they have a social responsibility,
Yes.
which they forget as an influencer. So I feel like they should not consume everything that they see in the internet, and then they have to do their own research.
And I think the best way is to find a right coach,
Correct.
a guru.
Right.
Yes.
You don't have to, it's not about money, whether you have enough money to get the coach.
Right.
Education is actually available even free.
Right.
And there are people who help. Like I've seen you helping people.
Right.
So it's just to go without hesitation and ask and get the answer instead of blindly follow an influencer. That's I think what you want to say.
Right.
A big thank, guys.
Thank
you
you.
for
Thank you so
sharing
much for having
information.
us. Yeah.
Thank you so
And
much. Really appreciate it.
I'll be seeing you training and keep inspiring us.
Thank you.
Thank
definitely.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having
Okay.
us.